You're his mother. How did you make sure that people didn't take advantage of him? I was assertive.
He got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business.
Reed's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah.
While people thought that the issue surrounding Diddy is done and over, guess what? It's only getting started. Especially after things are starting to shape up with more allegations surrounding him and Usher. And right now, Usher's mother, Jonnetta Patton, entered the picture with her own accusations against Puffy, and boy, oh boy, you are not ready to hear what she has to say about the business mogul.
Because remember, Usher went to stay with Puffy. Now that was a business decision right there, because I didn't know Puffy. I didn't know him.
This will take us way back in the past when Usher was still an aspiring singer and was made to stay with Diddy for quite some time. And while it was at best a business decision to further his career, it seems like it left more damage than expected. And at one point, Usher allegedly ended up in the hospital and Jonnetta was determined to sue Diddy for what he did. Okay, buckle up and let's get started. So things escalated after Lil Rod dropped another lawsuit against Diddy. In the lawsuit, he indirectly mentioned Usher. However, while he never really named Usher in the document, it's pretty hard not to assume that he was referring to the singer given the description he wrote. In the file, Lil Rod mentioned a person who performed in the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. Now tell me he's not talking about the one and only Usher. But it's important to note that unless these claims are verified, they should be probably taken with a large grain of salt. In fact, toss the entire salt shaker in there. Celebrity cases are frequently loaded with lurid facts to entice headlines, which plaintiffs' attorneys hope will result in rapid settlements to avoid protracted trials and more embarrassing headlines. In Diddy's case, while he promptly settled his ex-Cassie's lawsuit last year, he's since claimed that the wave of lawsuits that followed were simply a money grab. In case you're still wondering why Usher was even brought up in the lawsuit, here's a brief context for you. Based on the document, Diddy appeared to be bragging to Lil Rod about hooking up with two guys in the business, one of which was a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, supposedly Meek Mill, and the musician who performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency, probably, or most definitely, Usher. And now that Usher's name has come up again, it appears that he's not the only one who's not having it. According to sources, his mother also wants to clear the air regarding a couple of incidents involving Diddy. It turns out that Diddy might be the reason why Usher was hospitalized before, and his mother was so pissed she wanted to sue Puff. But even before that, there's always been speculation about Usher's mother's involvement, and I can see why some people believe she was involved because there were several reports speculating about what was going on back then. And there's no surprise there since a lot had been said about Diddy even before these lawsuits were dropped, so I can't blame Usher's mother for being a little cautious around him. You mean she never read any of the speculation, or that no one ever contacted her to inform her that something was fishy? I just don't believe that, and I'm sure most of you would agree that she knows a thing or two. Of course, we can't forget about the infamous Puffy Flavor Camp. For those who haven't heard about this, then allow me to refresh your mind. Usher first mentioned this during an interview with Howard Stern back in 2016, and now the clips are starting to resurface about what his mother said about it. Long story short, young Usher was sent to live with Diddy for a while in order to learn the way of the industry, but based on what he said during the interviews, it's not the best place to train since it seems like there was less music-inclined things going on.
I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty.
Now fans started asking how Usher's mom thought it was a good idea to leave her son in the hands of Diddy in the first place. Well, she thought it was the best thing to do back then. Going back, the only time Usher's mother has spoken directly about Diddy was when she was asked how she felt comfortable leaving Usher with Diddy and how she ensured that no one took advantage of him. And she answered she had done her research and knew it was the correct decision. But wait, there's more. While she did mention how she allegedly did her homework, she also shared that she knew very little about Diddy when Usher was originally signed to the label. But she entrusted him to Diddy as a mentor, and Usher relocated to New York to live with him as a result.
As a single parent, it was very difficult at first, but it was his dream. You know, so I had to really do my homework. And that's how I nurtured that career is, you know, I found the right people to associate with.
However, there seems to be a deeper reason behind that decision. According to Usher's mother, when Usher reached puberty, he basically lost his voice, and record labels no longer wanted anything to do with him. Well, except Diddy, who was with him when the record label wanted to drop him. And just like that, Usher's mother just had to trust him, so she did. And Diddy, being Diddy, completely took advantage of Usher. At least that's what the reports had been saying. Actually, reports claim that Diddy changed Usher, not because Usher wished to. Even since the days of Flavor Camp, tales have also been spun concerning some of Usher's secrets. For example, he once visited a gay bar following some Broadway plays, and from the conversations I overheard, everyone was sipping champagne in Usher's dressing room. The insider stated that the party went to a well-known gay nightclub when someone suggested they should just go out, adding, "We weren't looking for a gay club, it just happened. I mean, most of us were gay, so we just went to a place we knew." The insider went on to say that there were men who were half nude all about and that Usher didn't seem to mind, saying Usher was talking all up in this guy's face. "I thought the two of them were going to start kissing. At first, I couldn't believe my eyes, but then I thought this is Chelsea, so anything goes." About 20 minutes after we got there, a crowd started to form around Usher, and we decided that it was time to leave. We all had a lot of fun, though. I know he did. Regarding the skeletons, Usher was also charged by 2 women and 1 guy with transmitting a transmitted disease. A lady called Quantasia Sharpton, a Jane Doe, and a John Doe filed a lawsuit against Usher, alleging that they had a relationship with him. They claimed that by withholding his purported illness from them, Usher jeopardized their health, and they sought unspecified damages. Of course, there's also John Doe, who reported that he contracted the infection after spending the night at a Koreatown spa in Los Angeles with Usher. There were rumors that Usher paid $1 million to get these claims dropped, and the cases were mostly forgotten. And according to the gossip, Usher was admitted to the hospital with this diagnosis thanks to Diddy. And it was reportedly the occurrence that prompted Usher's mother to file a lawsuit. Yet certain people continue to maintain that Usher's mother had been ignorant of the circumstances leading up to the incident. Well, Usher claimed that his parents were unaware of what was going on at the Puffy Flavor Camp when Howard Stern questioned him about it. The claim that those working on Kim Porter's book before Diddy pulled it off the shelf once more indicated that Usher's mother contacted Diddy after learning about the situation and intended to file a lawsuit lends further credence to this accusation. But what I'm finding difficult to grasp is what transpired with the case. Was Usher's mother compensated? Did she pose a threat? And why was this problem raised after Usher was mentioned in the most recent lawsuit? Does this mean she's at least feeling forced to tell what went down? Or is it that she's over her fear of Diddy since he doesn't have the same influence as he did years ago? Nevertheless, Gene Deal has acknowledged that there was a circumstance that led to Usher being sent to the hospital in light of the case Lil Rod filed. Perhaps, in Jane's opinion, Usher had no right to extol Diddy's praises during his Club Shay interview because they both knew what Diddy did to him. In addition, I can only imagine how Gene witnessed a lot of what Diddy was doing and did nothing to stop it. I think he mainly tells the truth and that he provides some really precise facts in many of his videos, but he never got involved and simply watched it all happen. Given all that was going on, shouldn't he have called the cops or something? Regardless, I'm not here to go on and on about Gene. All I felt was that he needs to be investigated for possible complicity because based on his years of talks, this person has never been afraid of Diddy. But perhaps Usher will reveal the truth about what transpired while he was at the Flavor Camp at some point in the future. He declared that what he witnessed was unimaginable in his interview with Howard Stern, and that he would never, as an adult, permit his child to attend that camp. He also mentioned that he would write a book on the specifics one day, given the perfect opportunity. So we might just need to give him some time. About his mother, despite reports that she's furious that Diddy's bringing up Usher's name again, it's still unclear what part she played in Usher being exploited. Is it possible that she participated? On the other hand, do you believe she was too afraid of Diddy to take action? Is it conceivable she was unaware of the situation until Usher was admitted to the hospital? If so, what made her decide to leave Usher with Diddy despite that? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more.